The second law of thermodynamics is one of the best proven scientific facts. P.W. Bridgman confirmed this while saying, "The two laws of thermodynamics are accepted by physicists as perhaps the most secure generalizations from experience we have." J.P. Moreland added, "There is no region of the universe that escapes the second law." The second law essentially states that organisms cannot progress from a lower to a higher order. Everything in the universe tends to become less ordered and will eventually dissolve without external energy input. Evolutionist Isaac Asimov has said, "Another way of stating the second law then is, the universe is constantly getting more disorderly. Viewed that way, we can see the second law all about us. We have to work hard to straighten a room, but left to itself it becomes a mess again very quickly and very easily. In fact, all we have to do is nothing, and everything deteriorates, collapses, breaks down, wears out, all by itself. And that is what the second law is all about." The second law explains why we must eat to maintain bodily order. New machines will eventually rust in a junk pile. Once sturdy barns will someday collapse, and cups of hot coffee cool instead of heating up. The second law also confirms that a complex living organism cannot evolve from a chaotic primordial soup of dead particles and energy, even if a few billion years is allowed. In further support of the second law of universal validity, Asimov admitted, "What the second law tells us, then, is that in the great game of the universe, we not only cannot win, we cannot even break even." Yet, while describing the immense complexity of the human brain, he stated, "In man is a 3-pound brain, which as far as we know, is the most complex and orderly arrangement of matter in the universe." To capture a slight glimpse of its astounding structure, consider a human brain engulfs several thousand miles of nerve cells, housing about 100 billion neurons, each connected to approximately 10,000 synapses, individually containing at least 1,000 molecular scale switches, which collectively exceeds the combined number of connections in all the computers, routers, electrical, and internet systems on Earth to permit the creation of numerous simultaneous, complicated thoughts and integrated actions at literally lightning speed. Put another way, scientists have said the various routes a single nerve impulse can potentially travel on, while it transmits about 1 quadrillion messages per second, is greater than the number of subatomic particles contained in the entire universe. Besides being extremely well connected, a single human brain also has the potential to continually store the information equivalent found within 25 million unabridged encyclopedia sets, which exceeds the data shelved in the monumental Library of Congress. Another researcher stated a person must internalize one new fact every second for the next 10 million years to exhaust their brain's storage capacity. Still another scientist said the volume of individual data bits flowing through the brain-dominated central nervous system exceeds the estimated 300 sextillion stars in the entire universe. So, combining Asimov's thoughts concerning the second law and the brain's unparalleled structure, he believed the super-complex human brain evolved by pure chance from absolutely nothing and nowhere, although this concept has admittedly proven to be impossible by the scientific second law of thermodynamics. Unscientific logic like this is common within the evolutionary camp. In an effort to rescue their theory, evolutionists have declared solar energy input could have powered the radical transformation of primordial soup into a pre-human creature. However, as respected scholar Norman Geisler observed, it is easy to pump a lot of energy into a system at random if all you want to do is to make it hot. But if you want to organize it, that is, put it in order and create information, that requires intelligence. Evolutionists have also tried to sidestep the serious second law problem by asserting it does not work for open systems like Earth. In answer to this claim, evolutionist Dr. John Ross of Harvard University explicitly said, "There are no known violations of the second law of thermodynamics. Ordinarily, the second law is stated for isolated systems, but the second law applies equally well to open systems. They are somehow associated with the field of far from equilibrium thermodynamics. The notion that the second law of thermodynamics fails for such systems. It is important to make sure this error does not perpetuate itself." As Dr. Henry Morris, a former evolutionary scientist and eventual founder of the Institute for Creation Research, explained, "It would hardly be possible to conceive of two more completely opposite principles than this principle of entropy increase, which is the second law, and the principle of evolution. Each is precisely the converse of the other. As Huxley defined it, evolution involves a continual increase of order, of organization, of size, of complexity. It seems axiomatic that both cannot possibly be true, but there is no question whatever that the second law of thermodynamics is true. The evolutionary idea that our incredibly complex and intricately ordered Earth arose from a chaotic Big Bang explosion and disorganized primordial soup of dead particles is an irrational belief that directly contradicts the scientifically verified second law of thermodynamics.